I went back and listened to all of Travis Scott's mixtapes, albums, and singles, and I ranked them worst to best. Now these are my personal opinions. Music is subjective. I understand if you disagree or you agree, whatever it is, but I'd like to share my list with you. Starting off with 117, I got God's Country. This song is just annoying, it's obnoxious, and it's just a skip. I'd say it's his worst song. Another one off Utopia, 116, I got Modern Jam featuring Tizo Touchdown. This is just another obnoxious track. I don't like this one at all. It's always a skip for me on Utopia. 115, I got Jack Boys. This one doesn't really count as a song. There's no lyrics. It's kind of just an intro to the album. I mean, that's kind of why it's so low, but it sounds okay. It's just not really a song. Number 114, I got Back. The hook on this song is just horrible. It's not a great listen. It's another skip. I understand it's an old Travis Scott song, but it's very low on my list. Number 113, Coffee Bean. This one throws off Astroworld. It's a completely different vibe from the whole album, and that's why I put it so low. It's just not fitting for Travis's style. It's not a good track. I mean, it's like okay on some days, but most of the year it's a skip. Number 112, I got Guidance featuring K-Force. This is a very bland track. It gets dull so quick, and it's just a weird sounding track for Travis Scott. Another weird sounding vibe for him. And K-Force on here is just terrible. I don't know who that guy is. Number 111, K-Pop. This is one of the biggest letdowns from 3 hit artists. You got Bad Bunny, The Weeknd, and Travis Scott, and it's just a complete letdown. And especially with all the hype leading up to Utopia, and this is the first single that dropped, did not live up to the expectations. Number 110, Chaz Interlude. This is school bus music, if I had to describe it. Completely different vibe again from what that mixtape had. Another skip. It's an interlude, so fair, but low on my list. Number 109, Best Man. This is a mediocre track from Quavo and Travis Scott. Worst song on that album, for sure. I think everyone could agree with that. It's just not an enjoyable track. A nice sample, but nothing going on here. Number 108, this I might get hate for, but Through the Late Night. I know there's hype behind this song, but ever since the album dropped, I never liked this song. I gave it so many tries and I could just never get over how bad Kid Cudi is on here. And the Travis Scott verse is just poor. I don't care for the hook. It's just like a dead song to me. 107, Flying High. I think everyone knows why this song is so bad. It's the Toro Imoy feature. A terrible hook from Travis too. And the feature just ruins the whole song. Completely brings Rodeo down, which is still a great album, but just with all the hits on that album, this song just shoots it right down. Number 106, Lose. This is a very empty track. Not much going on here. No replay value here. A skip always. It's a very forgettable track. 105, Parasail. This is also like a pointless track. I don't understand the Dave Chappelle on here. And Young Lean, you get 2 lines. It sounds decent. Like the beat is very nice. It's a soothing track, but it's just not one that I go back to. 104, Meadow Creek. This one shows the influence from Kanye West. It's just an interlude, a mess of a song. Number 103, Basement Freestyle. The beat on this one is just very weird and off-putting. It has that classic Travis Scott sound very early on in his career, but another forgettable track from him. Number 102, Go. Another weak performance from Quavo and Travis Scott. The hook is just poor. Neither of them deliver on this song at all. Just another skip on that album, which the album is okay entirely, but it's just one of those duds. Number 101, Topia Twins. This song is always a skip. It's an obnoxious track. I don't understand the Rob 49 feature. 21 Savage kind of brings it up, but the hook is just very, very odd and off-putting and just kind of ruins the song. Number 100, Uptown. I like the beat on this one a lot. The ASAP Ferg verse is very forgettable. Even the Travis Scott verse on here, but I think for me the beat kind of lifts it up. Number 99, Highest in the Room remix. I don't think this song needed a remix, especially when you add Rosalie on it. And the Lil Baby feature's okay, but it just was not necessary. The single was already great to begin with. Number 98, Gray. This song is not fitting for Travis's sound. In my opinion, this song gets better the further you get into it. It starts off very bad and then it gets better along the way and it ends off okay. Weak track, weak hook. 97, Zombies. Another forgettable track. We're kind of getting all the Days Before Rodeo and Owl Farrell tapes out the way. Those are what started Travis Scott's career. I understand why those are so low. Number 96, Naked. This song has so much potential, but I just feel like so much is missing. It's a short track. I like Travis on his sad boy vibes, but it just feels like a core piece of the song is missing to execute this properly. Number 95, Hell of a Night. I think the production on this one is great. I love the beat switch. but besides the beat, it's pretty forgettable. The verse is pretty forgettable. Number 94, I Could Tell. The beat switch saves this song, but the first half is just so boring, and it takes a long time to get to the second half, so it's pretty low on the list. Number 93, Where You From? I think the sample is amazing and the way it's flipped. Besides that, it's just an okay track, not much here, not one that I go back to. Number 9, Quintana Part 1. This song executes the 2013 sound. The sound was back then. The mixing on here is very bad. The Wale verse is mixed very poorly, and that definitely drops a lot of points. Number 91, First Take. I think the Bryson Tiller feature is great on here. It's a very fitting track for him. Besides that, leading up to it, it's just an S song. I would listen to it, but it's not one that I'd pick out the pile. Number 90, Lost Forever. Before Utopia dropped, I was listening to this unreleased for weeks at a time. I loved it, and I was excited when it was put on the album just to hear that it's completely different. Not completely different, but they just changed it for no reason. It was a great track, and that kind of ruined it for me. I'd rather listen to the unreleased version. We're counting the official version for this one. Number 89, Wasted. I hate the Juicy J feature on here. I like how this is similar to like an A$AP Rocky song. Pretty forgettable track. I hate that feature, ruins it for me. Number 88, Dancing on the Moon. This one feels like high school party music, and you could kind of see where Travis Scott is starting to find his sound here. Not one that I go back to. Pretty low on the list for me. Number 87, A.D.U. I used to like this song a lot growing up. I used to think it was a gem from Travis Scott, but getting older and listening to it more and more, it's a very boring song. It's okay, the verses are okay, but the hook just gets annoying after a while. Number 86, Gotti. Now, Pop Smoke on here is amazing. The verse is great, but it's just when Travis Scott tries to get the drill sound out of him, it just ruins the whole track. He's not fitting for it at all. Pop Smoke definitely carries the song. Number 85, Bands. I think this is very suiting for Meek Mill. This was near his prime back in the day, but it just doesn't feel like a full track. It's not a bad track, but it just doesn't feel full. It's missing a lot here. Number 84, Franchise. This song went number 1. Listening back to it now, that MIA verse is just so annoying, and at this point I'd rather listen to the remix instead of that one. I like Travis and Young Thug on here, but MIA just kills it for me. Number 83, Block of La Flame. This one's a very hype track, very bouncy. One of the few songs that's high on the list off his mixtapes. Still, like, if he made this nowadays and mixed it so much better, it would be way higher. Number 82, Saint Laurent Mask. This track kind of felt like a throwaway track. It's not a bad track for Travis Scott's level. I think from here and up the list, all the songs are all pretty good in their own way. Travis keeps his discography very clean. It's not tainted. So, I mean, I like this track. It just feels like one that shouldn't be put on an album. Number 81, Yosemite. Back then, this was an amazing track. It fit the modern sound back then. I still remember hearing Nav's Xbox 360 mic verse, which got fixed eventually, but it's a good track. Going back to it nowadays, it's not so great. It doesn't hit as hard. It's a good track. Number 80, Circus Maximus. I love The Weeknd on here. He's very fitting. He sounds great. It's not very fitting for Travis Scott. Still a great song. The Weeknd and Travis don't really miss. Number 79, Huncho Jack. The sample is great on here. That bridge is amazing. The beat is amazing. Feels like Travis and Quavo kind of lose their flow towards the end and are forcing verses out. Besides that, it's a great track. Number 78, Pray for Love. Placing this so low might get me hate. It just doesn't. It's another track that doesn't feel full. The Weeknd's great on here. Travis is great on here, but it just feels like something core is missing. But the vocals are amazing from both artists. Number 77, Mia. I like the beat on this one a lot. I think the vocals could have been mixed better. This was starting out Travis's career, so it's understandable. The beat is great. Number 76, Bad Mood / Shit on You. This is a very fun track. It's a little bit messy. I love the beat switch on here, and you also get that Kanye kind of sound, but it's just a mess. The vocals are a little off again. It's a fun track. Now, number 75. This is where I'll get shit. But I got Stop Trying to Be God. I just can't stand this song. Ever since Astroworld came out to now, I've given it so many tries, and I hate the hook. I don't like Kid Cudi on here. He sounds sleepy. I'm just not a fan of this track at all. It's always a skip for me. Number 74, Mamacita. This is kind of like a walking into the function kind of vibe that I get. I don't like the features too much on here, especially Rich Homie Quan. He's terrible on here. But this is a classic track from Travis. It's a good song. Number 73, How You Feel. I love the hook on here. It gets you going, the hype. Travis and Quavo both hold their weight on here. Number 72, Apple Pie. I've always been a fan of this track because it's a different sound for Travis, but it's a great sound. It's kind of like mixing the psychedelic rap with pop, which is pretty cool. You don't really hear tracks like this. It just sounds great. It's a great hook. Number 71, Eye to Eye. It was great to hear this after Takeoff's death. Quavo and Travis are okay on here. I think Takeoff has the best verse. All around, it's a good track. Not much to say about this one. It's a good trap sounding track. Number 70, Love. The hook is very hard to get over. I love the verses on here, and I think Kid Cudi does a great job with his verse towards the end. But the beat on here is just amazing. That bass always hits, especially in the car. It's a good track. It's just that hook that's hard to get over. Number 69, Way Back. I love the Kid Cudi vocals on here. They were definitely much needed. It's a good track. It's hype. It's fun. Cool track. Number 68, Wake Up. This is like Get Freaky music. It's another hitter from Travis Scott and The Weeknd. The beat is great. Guitar is great. The Weeknd, his vocals sound amazing on here. This was an amazing track, especially when the album first dropped. Number 67, Astro Thunder. I think this is a very underrated track. Such a simple sound, but it sounds so good. It's like 4 or 5 instruments, but they all fit so perfectly. It's euphoric, and the drums on here are amazing. It's one of those tracks where it doesn't need too many vocals, so it was executed great. Number 66, Gang Gang. This is another really fun track, especially if you're with the boys. You know, driving around, you play this song, it's great. It hits. Number 65, Pornography. The T.I. is like cool. It's a cool intro to the album, but what really has this song so high up for me is the beat. The beat's amazing on here. Travis comes in very nice. It takes some time to get to his verse. It's a great sounding track overall. Number 64, NC-17. I love this track. This is a hype track. I love the 21 verse on here. I love the hook on here. This is a great track. I still go back to it. Still in my rotation to this day. It's one of those very underrated tracks to me. Number 63, Thank God. The beat switch on here is amazing. And leading up to it is still a great sounding track, but the beat switch is like, man, that hits every single time. Number 62, Sweet Sweet. I know this one gets a lot of hate, but I personally like this track. I always liked it. I don't know what it is about it. Just it always sounded so good to me. I like the beat a lot. I like the way Travis sounds on here. I know he has a lot of auto-tune on here, but I think it's very great sounding track. Number 61, Black and Chinese. They really hit that trap sound with this one. You know, high tempo, great hook, catchy hook, very hype. The verses just punch. It's a great track overall. Number 60, Piss on Your Grave. This one's fun from Travis. I wish that Kanye actually delivered a verse here, but it was probably his beat. It was probably one of his throwaway tracks and he gave it to Travis. I like this track. This is a hype track, especially how Travis comes in right after Kanye. I think he executed that perfectly. Number 59, Outside. The beat on here is amazing. The 21 verse in here is great. This is one of those tracks that's not amazing, but it punches. It's one of those, you know, get hype tracks. Number 58, Houston Fornication. This is a great track. This one hits. Very underrated track. I love the Nobody Can Press Me But the Press. That little bridge that goes on there. It's a great track. Underrated for sure. Number 57, Drive. This is kind of like movie scene music, like cinematic music. It's a very enjoyable track, especially if you're tuned in with over-ear headphones and you're really enjoying it. It's a great listen. It's very soothing on the ears. Number 56, Coordinate. Black Youngsta on here is cool. I mean, it's a way to hype up the start of the track, I guess, but Travis performs on here. I love his voice on here. The beat is great. The hook is great. The verse is great. Number 55, Escape Plan. I think this is a very underrated track. This was before the festival that, you know, sparked a lot of controversy around Travis Scott's name, but it's a very nice sounding track. I remember this was kind of came out of surprise. It dropped out of nowhere, but I still go back and listen to this one. It's nice overall. Number 55, Delestro. I think this is a very underrated track. I don't know why it gets so much shit. Sounds great. Beyonce vocals are really nice on here. For this beat, especially, Travis Scott executes it great. I'm not sure what the hate's for, but I like this one a lot. Number 53, Impossible. Another track that gets a lot of hate, but I like the psychedelic acid beat tone this song has. The vocals sound really good. The beat is good. It can get dull sometimes. It's a good track. Number 52, 3500. I always thought this song was okay. It's not a bad song, but it's not a great song. This is a GTA 5 classic right here. It's a good classic trap song. Not much to say. Can't complain about it. You know, it comes on, it comes on. It's one of those tracks. Number 51, Backyard. This is one of the few tracks that's still on the list from his his mixtapes. It's a great beat. I think what ruins this song for me is the outro. The outro is terrible. Good track, especially for a young Travis Scott. Number 50, now we're in the top 50. I got Never Catch Me. I think this is a great closer to Rodeo. I love the guitar on here. It's just, when you listen to the album front to back, this is a great closer. Number 49, Who What. I love the beat on here. It's unique. And Quavo and Takeoff on here. Hit. Travis also holds his weight. It's very underrated tracks. It's still to this day. 48, 5% Tint. It's another banger, underrated banger. I don't think it's underrated, this one. I love the sound effects on this beat. The melody is so nice. It's a good track. Number 47, Mafia. I definitely put this over Escape Plan. This one's more enjoyable. The beat is not as fast, but it sounds a lot better overall. I like how Travis floats on this one. He's kind of just like floating on a cloud. That's what I got from it. 46, Motorcycle Patches. I always loved this song, especially when the album dropped. This was one of the few songs that I had on repeat from there. Very hype song. High tempo, kicks off. The melody matches the hi-hats. And Travis and Quavo just float on here. They just keep going. Number 45, Meltdown. I love Drake on here. That Drake has this like dark tone. He's like coming at Pharrell and throwing subs. But the beat switch to Travis is just, I don't like it too much. It's okay. Some of the lines from Travis are questionable, like his 7-Eleven bar. It's a good song. Still listen to it for sure. Number 44, Highest in the Room. This is definitely an overplayed track, but I still think it's a great track. The melody on here is amazing. It's a great sounding track. It definitely went pop. It was a #1 hit for him, but I still go back to this one for sure. Number 43, Moonrock. This is definitely one of the best, if not the best, from Travis Scott and Quavo. I love Travis especially on here. And Quavo's really good. It's a great track. Number 42, Okay Alright. This one's just hype. The song kicks up, pumping you up, and then like the beat switches, and then it's like Travis telling you like calm down a little bit, it's time to get back to reality, get out your mood that this song just put you in, Number 40, What to Do. Don Toliver's amazing on here. Travis Scott's amazing. They both float on this beat. This gives me like a Sunday bum day. I don't want to do much, but I just want to like enjoy myself, listen to great music. This is one of those songs that I pick for sure. It's a great track. Number 39, The Scotts. This is a good track. Listening back to it now, definitely overplayed. Kid Cudi on here is just kind of weird. He has the iconic bar that was put all over TikTok and Instagram with the cops coming outside. But it's a great track overall. Not much to say about it. Travis Scott finally got his Kid Cudi feature. Well, not finally, but they both made like a full song, and I actually enjoyed this one. Number 38, Franchise Remix. Way better than the original. Future, amazing on here. They took MIA out. Should have been the decision to start off with, but this one hits. Young Thug, Travis Scott, and Future. Man, they all perform here. Number 37, Fiend. When Utopia dropped, this was definitely one of, if not my most played song from him. Now it's so overplayed. The Playboy Cardi deep voice. This is soothing beat. Number 36, Butterfly Effect. This is a song that went pop. It went pop for a reason. It's a very melodic track. It's very nice to listen to. It's just like a good vibe song. Number 35, Pick Up the Phone. This is also a Young Thug song. I think it's in both of their catalogs. This is a great track. I like the Quavo feature on here. I love the hook. The auto-tune sometimes is too much, but it's a great track. Number 34, Saint. This one, the hook on here, I love. It just hypes you up, especially when you're on the way to your mom's house. Yeah, Travis, the verses are good on here too. It's mostly the hook that really carries this track. Everything's great about the song overall. Number 33, Sloppy Toppy. Now this one definitely gets a lot of hate, and I understand it. I think it's a very funny track, at the same time a good track. It's very hype. I remember listening to this all the time in high school. Good track. Pee Wee Longway is like whatever on here, but Migos and Travis is really, they sell it. Number 32, Upper Echelon. This is the classic Radio Los Santos song. This is the song that put me onto Travis Scott when I first got GTA. It's still a great track, to be honest. I like this one a lot. I think anyone who's played GTA has heard this song. Fiend. Number 31, No Bystanders. I love the hook from Juice WRLD. I wish that his extended version was put on here, but it's still an amazing track. I think there's a reason why I got taken off, because that hook was all the track really needed, because Travis really holds his weight here. And Sheck West, he brings that energy. It's a really good track. It's still to this day a great track. One of the best on Astroworld. Number 30, R.I.P. Screw. This one is another great track. This is like also another like Saturday, Sunday kind of vibes, like maybe Saturday before you're about to do something. You play this while you get ready or something, like shower music. I think it's one of those tracks you could play for any occasion, to be honest. It's great. Number 29, The Prayer. This one starts Days Before Rodeo off amazing. Something about the drums on here just hit every single time. Good track. Number 28, Sirens. This is a great track. I love the beat on here. I love how Travis is kind of like talking to his fans. People are listening to the song. The way he just shows confidence on this track is great. Number 27, Schizo. This is one of my favorites on Utopia. I think it's a very underrated track. It's a song with so many beat switches, but it still hits and it's still fitting for the song, which on paper doesn't seem right. It's executed well, very well here. Number 26, Skeletons. This is such a simple song, but such an amazing song. All the little ad-libs and touches on this track really make this hit so much harder. Tame Impala, Pharrell Williams, you got The Weeknd. Like, these are hitters. Put so little in the track, but make it sound amazing. They're like the perfect touches. We're now in the top 25. We got number 25, Skyfall. I love Young Thug on here. I don't know. I want to look into how Travis Scott got all these features so early on in his career. This is a great track for sure. Young Thug on here is great. The intro is amazing. Number 24, Dubai Shit. The sample on here is phenomenal. It's exceptional. I love it. Kicking off into those trap drums. The hook is amazing. Offset brings his verse. It's great. Great sounding track. Definitely the best off that album. Number 23, Wonderful. This is definitely one of my personal favorites from the album. This is another track with Travis Scott and The Weeknd. Just deliver a beautiful track. The Weeknd on here, amazing. His vocals and his verse never gets old. Number 22, Oh My This Side. This is where Travis and Quavo really show their chemistry so early on. This is an amazing track. And still to this day, it's great. Number 21, Out West. This is an overplayed TikTok song. Man, it's an amazing track. I think there's a reason why it's so overplayed. Young Thug on here is amazing. Travis Scott's amazing. It's even better if you watch the music video. This is just one of those tracks that always punches. Number 20, Quintana Part 2. This is where you can see how Travis Scott really evolved his sound and found his sound. It's an amazing track. The beat switch is great. Definitely one of those tracks that boosted Travis Scott's career. Number 19, I Know. Another banger of a track. I mean, the beat on here is amazing. The hook on here is just so good. It's a timeless track. Number 18, Don't Play. I remember when I first got into Travis Scott, I was listening to this song a lot. I love that the 1975 is on here. They're very fitting. And Big Sean comes through with a good verse. The hook on here is very hype. I love the 1975, especially on here. Number 17, Biebs in the Trap. I'll probably get hate for having this so high on my list, but I like this track a lot. This was actually originally a Nav song, but he said in an interview he couldn't finish the second verse. So Cash, who was Nav's manager, who gave it to Travis Scott. Travis Scott put his verse on, put it on the album. I like Nav on here a lot. I like Travis Scott on here a lot. The music video is cool. I think overall it's a great track. Number 16, Carousel. Frank Ocean on here is amazing. I love that 808 pattern. Another timeless track. This is a track that doesn't get old. One of those tracks that showed that Astroworld is a timeless album overall. It still has that modern sound. It blows all of the trap out the water during that time when 2017 trap was really on the rise. Definitely one of the best. Number 15, Hyena. I remember listening to Utopia for the first time and this track came on and I was like mind blown. This really kicks off the album amazing. The drum pattern's amazing. It's just such a hype track. The second half of the song, even better. Amazing track. I still listen to it a lot nowadays, especially in the gym. Number 14, The Ends. This is another great album kickoff. The intro is great. Little beat switch, so unique. You don't really expect it, but it just hits. And you get the Andre 3K verse, which is another amazing verse. Overall, this is one of Travis's best songs with the feature. Great song, even still to this day. Number 13, Goosebumps. I think it's Travis's most streamed song, or maybe second. I think still even today, this is an amazing track. One of the biggest reasons for why it's so high on the list is the Kendrick Lamar verse. Kendrick Lamar bodies this verse, but overall, front to back, it's an amazing track. Number 12, Till Further Notice. James Blake on here is amazing. 21 Savage is amazing. It's a long song, but it doesn't get boring. Travis Scott really comes through here and delivers. This is one of my favorite tracks from him. Number 11, Stargazing. Another amazing intro to an album. Brings the energy. The beat switch is insane. Listening to this for the first time in 2017 or 2018, I mean, was insane. It just really set the tone for that album. And still, to this day, it punches every time. Now we in the top 10 with number 10 being Antidote. This is another track that really brought a lot of popularity to Travis Scott. I had the song on repeat when it came out as a single. It's still an amazing track. I think it went diamond. Could be wrong about that, but it's an amazing track still. Number 9, Drugs, You Should Try It. For so early on in his career to have such an amazing track, a big reason is why he's so popular now. But man, I actually listened to the song for the first time like last year. I was blown away of how I just found it in 2023. Amazing track. This is a fan favorite track from him, and it's for a reason. Such a euphoric, amazing track. Beat is amazing. Number 8, SDP Interlude. I love the sample on here especially, and I think it's such a simple track. Sometimes simple is better, and this one really comes through. This is like late night drive, you know, put this one on. Really like you're there, but you're not there, if you know what I mean. Number 7, we got Telekinesis. This is a banger. Usually I don't like these slow tracks, but man, this is just a euphoric track. I love Future on here. I love Travis on here. I love the hook, and that scissor verse all the way in at the end is just like the cherry on top. Overall, a near perfect song. Number 6, we got Can't Say. I think this is what really kicked off Don Toliver's career. The hook is just amazing. I mean, the beat too, it's hard to put in words, especially in the first listen to hearing this track is insane. This is an amazing track. Number 5, we got Nightcrawler. This is a very underrated track. I have it in my top 5. Sway Lee and Chief Keef, amazing features. The beat is amazing. It kicks off right away, just brings so much energy. Travis Scott on here is amazing. This is a very underrated track. If you haven't heard this track, I recommend you give it a listen. Number 4, we got Sicko Mode. Now, this track is definitely overplayed. You got two of the biggest names in hip hop on an amazing beat with an amazing beat switch. They both fit the vibe amazing, Drake and Travis. The beat switch, they both just go ham. I think this is a song that's gonna be played for decades. Maybe not decades, but going back to it, it's still an amazing track. This was Travis Scott's first number 1 hit song. We got number 3, we got My Eyes. This is another slow track. That beat switch is just insane. You could hear and feel the emotion in Travis Scott, and when he's just rapping and just going ham, especially following along with the lyrics, it makes the track even better. Near perfect song. One of Travis's best ever. Number 2 on the list, we got 90210. If you heard this song, you know Casey Hill, amazing on here. Perfect vocals is what's needed on the track. That beat switch, the flow switch, another near perfect song. It's still a song that's played by me so many times out of the year. But at number 1, I got Maria, I'm Drunk. This is not only my favorite Travis Scott song, but it's also one of my favorite songs ever. You would think Justin Bieber with Travis Scott would not work on paper, but the intro to this song is amazing. To me, this is perfect, if not almost perfect track. But let me know if you like my list. Let me know if you disagree, what you agree with, what you think of Travis Scott. And let me know what your number 1 song from Travis Scott is. Yeah, if you liked the video, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.